I have absolutely no shame and no qualms about saying I want to be Prime Minister of this country one day. I don't see why I shouldn't be either. I think the issue is, if I said that in a certain accent and I was from a certain background, nobody'd bat an eyelid.
This is Matthew Talbot. He is currently a caseworker for Fiona Onasanya MP. Fiona is the MP for Peterborough and Whip for the Labour Party.
Morning, gents. The constituency is about 76,000 people. We are the first point of conversation between constituents and Fiona. People that have had issues with anything from potholes through to being deported from the country. Good afternoon, Fiona Onasanya's office. Yes, Pushkan, who's calling? Most cases that come through to us are either from the Department of Work and Pensions and people being told they're fit to work when they're not, clearly medically. You know, you find yourself close to tears on some days, especially when you're coming face to face with that person. But at the end of the day, you can't buy that feeling of when you've helped somebody and it's a truly selfless act. The difference we're trying to make is getting justice for anybody and everybody from Peterborough.
This is a surreal kind of job. It really does take a surreal type of person to do it. So yes, you have to have the right balance of personalities to make this work. And if you don't have the right team with the right chemistry and balance of personalities, this just would not be possible. We've got that balance just about right now. A very high functioning team, I like to think. I think there's some good harmony here and hopefully this team will be together for a long time.
It hasn't always been smooth sailing for Matthew, and sometimes he mixed in with the wrong crowds. In 2011, he was sentenced for conspiracy to defraud banking institutions.
So at the time, it was 2010 and I found myself homeless. I was taken in by an individual who knew me through football. He was Joe Hart's understudy at the time, with Man City's youth team. He had a global money laundering network through people in Nigeria, and would basically use people's cards, tell them he was going to pay them money that he was putting on there, but he was moving it for tax purposes. It was all a big facade. He had control over all the money. I benefited from it zero, apart from having a roof over my head, to be honest. The police told us that we stole over £1 million. Whether they were doing that to scare me, I don't know. I saw none of it in money form. I had nobody at the time. I had nobody to confide in, I had nobody to talk to, and I felt trapped in a situation. All I kept telling myself is, my manager at the time was saying, 18 months, you'll be a Football League player. I'd had enough one night. After a night out, a female showed me attention and not him, so he locked me out of the apartment. It was -3, I had a t-shirt on, it was the week before Christmas. And at that point, I thought my life has reached a real low here. Like, I've felt what I thought was rock bottom, and in fact, I'd not really moved from there when I thought I had. What I was eventually charged with was conspiracy to defraud banking institutions. Got sentenced to a year in prison but suspended for a year, 180 community hours, and from that I decided to turn the leaf over and change the rest of my life. And I've always been passionate about making a difference since. You know, I've been homeless, I've been jobless, I've been there basically, and I think that's why I have a unique take compared to many politicians who haven't.
Because obviously the NHS in this country is the closest thing that some people have to a religion. It's held very, very dear to people's hearts, and very much is a vote winner.
I got involved in politics because I don't like things that are unfair, like regardless of what it is. If something isn't fair, I think, right, well, can we do something about this? I ran in the general election in 2015 as an independent candidate because I was sick of being offered shit or less shit circumstances. And I didn't feel that anybody at the time was speaking up for people like me and people that I knew.
And what I am is I'm one of the more local candidates on the panel. I'm Cheadle born and bred. I've lived in the area all my life.
I got a really good response and a lot of standing ovations in different church halls and schools that I spoke in.
And then you went in as Deputy Chief Whip and made sure all the Liberal Democrats voted along with you. And you need to be accountable for that.
It's finally nice to see some compassion and empathy come back into politics. I'm not in it for money, I'm not in it for, you know, because it's a job, it's the job I want to be doing, I want to be helping people, and you can't be the great deal of satisfaction that it gives you. I think you have to take the positives from every negative situation. So I always say the best thing I ever did in my life is break the law, and it took me going through an awful time to come out of the other end going, nah, it's not for me, that, it's not for me.